Hey guys, my name is Leann and this is my channel Small Town Stitches, and I'm back. So I hope everyone had an absolute Merry Christmas. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It is my WIP Parade / 2024 plans. I can't believe today is the last day of 2023 and tomorrow starts a new year. So I had a chuckle. I was doing something at work the other day and wrote 2003 instead of 2023. Thankfully I caught it before it got pushed off, but I was like, apparently I went back in time 20 years. Can you believe that was 20 years ago? Okay, so like I said, it is a little bit different of a video. We have about 25 WIPs to talk about. You should see the amount of project bags that are in front of me right now that have had their projects removed. I do have on all my old ones, I have pictures from last year as well. So I'll randomly be popping things in. So this could be a little bit longer. Grab some stitching, grab, I don't know, a drink, whatever you're doing, breakfast, eating, that would be breakfast, working, grab something. So we're gonna start with my finishes from 2023. I won't be popping up pictures because obviously I finished them. So the first is everyone's favorite piece. I gave it to my husband for our anniversary in July, fully framed, and then would tease him because it wasn't on the wall. So he went to hang it, and then I realized how incredibly crooked it was, and I wouldn't let him. So this is the piece I'm talking about. This is Mini Hometown Hero Firefighter, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. I finished this in, I believe, January of 2023. So I had ordered the wrong size frame, which is where this was. This is where the glass was going to be. It just didn't look well, so I ordered a new frame for it. So it should be here shortly. But this is my first finish of 2023, and I absolutely love this piece. Again, this is a mini, so you still get a lot of the detail. You can still see the bricks. You can still see the newspaper. But yeah, that's the first one. And that was stitched on an 18 count 2/1 full cross. My second finish was Halloween Sampler. This, I believe, is by Cottage Garden Samplers, something like that. And this is this one. I really enjoyed stitching this. Trying to remember if I changed anything. I know I changed this. It was originally charted for like fire, and I instead changed it to various shades of green, like a potion instead. So there is my second finish. This is also stitched on an 18 count. I don't remember. I think I dyed this fabric. I did. 18 count dyed by me. So that is number 2. And then my third one I finished in July, and this is Shannon Christine's Autumn Blessings. If I can hold it. And this is stitched on an 18 count grog from Bee Stitched Me with, oh my goodness gracious, with all the called for DMC. I just love that truck in the middle. So this is where this one is. Like I said, just love that truck in the middle. I love sunflowers. So those are my 3 finishes. Only 3, but better than 0. I did finish 2 blankets this year. If I still have pictures, I will pop them in here. That's kind of why I'm sitting offset. The first one was for a friend of mine. And well, no, I think I finished hers. Anyways, there's 2 blankets. The first one was for a friend of mine. This was so fun. I loved the coloring on this, the contrast. And the second one, my husband, if you are new, is a full-time firefighter paramedic. And he was part-time before and got a full-time position this summer. So I crocheted him a blanket to take back and forth to work. Actually, he just leaves it at the station. So that's where this one came in. And yeah, those were my 2 crochet blanket finishes for this year. So 3 stitching finishes and 2 blanket finishes. So I'm going to go ahead and put these away and grab my pile of WIPs. Okay, so they are all sitting on my lap. Like here. 2 of them I think I left on in hoops because of the fact that they had threads and stuff hanging from them and I didn't want it to get lost. So, okay. So we've talked about finishes. There are 3 projects that I am UFOing for now. One I talked about a long time ago, and that was my Middle Earth pattern by Tilton Crafts. I promised myself if I started it again and I didn't like it, because I think this was my 2nd or 3rd time restarting it, that I would just scrap it. And scrap it is. I don't know if it's the size of the project because it is absolutely massive. Or what, but as much as I love it and as much as I want it in my house, I can't bring myself to stitch it. It's just too big. So that's been scrapped. My temperature piece has been scrapped. Again, I started it 3 different times. One, there's too many color changes, so I started at a different time in 10-degree increments, and that was just boring because there was just not a lot of color changes. And then I recharted it with these gorgeous colors that I absolutely loved. And I did it in 5-degree increments, which was perfect. But then I was just bored of it. So if I ever do a temperature piece again, I think I will do something with significance, either maybe a year we were born, or a year we were married, or our daughter was born, or something like that. I don't see myself just doing it for the sake of just doing a random temperature piece. And my last piece I'm choosing to UFO, which may come as a little bit of a surprise, it's up here, is my Namisto by Leann Cross Stitch on Etsy. I have a picture here. It's up here because I actually pulled it out of its project bag. It's color coded, so this is what this one looks like. And I was doing it in 3 different flosses. So I had the green was going to be the lightest, pink was the medium, nope, pink was the darkest, and yellow was the medium. And I don't know, I'm not enjoying this. So instead of forcing myself to keep going, I chose to just stop. So this is where I stopped. I had the first row done and was getting started on the second. Yeah, I don't know. I just fell out of love with it and I couldn't force myself to do it anymore. I don't know if I'll keep it and put it aside as a maybe later, but it was stitched with DMC 349, 347, and 348. Which looks like this. Oh, that you can see them now. You can see the light, dark, and medium. I don't know. I just fell out of love with it. And I don't know about you, but if I hate stitching on something, I can't force myself to do it. All right, so now that we covered finishes, we covered UFOs, let's talk my active WIPs. So I actually went through and I have the total stitch count for every project for the year, how much I did, if I have a percentage, what the starting and the ending percentage was on that too. So I keep all of my pieces in a binder like this, photo album, and then I just write 2019, and then I have my one piece from there with all the details, 2020, etc. And I love it. So my oldest piece from 2019, I started this on May 1st, 2019, is Halloween Night. This is by Tilton Crafts. The artwork is just a Shutterstock license. So this is where it was at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. And I do have some threads parked on this. I was trying parking, so you'll have to excuse them. I'll kind of pull them up, I guess. Why did I not fold this one? And here we are now. So this started at 23.41%. It is now at 29.65%, and it is, I did 4,923 stitches on it this year. So the first 2 rows of pages, I think 2 rows this way, are complete, and I started on the next. This is stitched on a 20 count Aida 2/1 full cross with DMC. 2/1 full cross with DMC on a 20 count is very tight. It gets very tight to put the needle in sometimes. So if I did this differently now, I would not stitch this 2/1 on a 20 count. It would have been done 1/1. But that is my oldest WIP. Now I have to find somewhere to put these so I can take pictures of them when I'm done. All right, next up is we gotta move. We're moving into 2020. And then I have to find this. Next up is the first project of 2020. And this is Quaker Christmas, which is by Bygone Stitches. I started this February 14th, 2020. It is on an 18 count Aida in Heartland by Picture This Plus. Hopefully I will have popped a picture of where it was at the beginning of 2023. And here we are now. So this piece, again, is 2/1 full cross on an 18 count Aida. It's done with 3 different flosses. The brown is an unnamed by Dying for Cross Stitch that I got quite some time ago. The red is Scarlet Orange by Victorian Motto Sampler. And the gold is Golden Ale by Color and Cotton. So all I have left to do on this piece is to finish page 4. I say that, but there's a lot of stitches, and this is, my style's changed. Quakers are not necessarily my thing really anymore. I'm still gonna finish this. I still love it. It has a lot of meaning. It's got our last name through it. It's got my husband's and my initials. And then the random numbers are symbolic to our family. The 9 symbolizes September, which is when my husband was born. The 2 symbolizes February for Bella, our daughter. There's a 3 down here, which symbolizes March, because I'm a March birthday. There's a 7 down here, which symbolizes July. That's the month we got married. And then over here, I think there's a 4, which symbolizes our my stepdaughter's birthday as well. So I need to get this finished this year because I'm done. I don't want to work on it anymore. But I'm not scrapping it. I just don't want to work on it anymore. So that's that one. Oh wait, I don't want to fold this. I gotta take pictures. All right, this is all not in order, so it makes it difficult. Also, Quaker Christmas got 2,473 stitches in it this year. Next up is Cigar Box. So this is by Tilton Crafts. Its artwork is by Judith Gibson. I started this on October 2020 on a 20 count Aida 1/1 full cross. So much easier than the 2/1. So this is where it was. And this is where it is now. So this was at 8.53%. It is now currently at 11.01%, and I put 2,700 stitches in on it this year. So, yay. We can call this WIP Parade a hot mess express because that's how I feel. Maybe it's because it's early. All right, let's move into 2021. I do not have my picture of this, but this is, I'll try to put a picture here, Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. I started this March 16th, 2021. So this was a birthday start for me. And I don't have an ending point. It's a paper pattern. And I've also tweaked it. I've done 1,902 stitches on it. And this is where I'm at now. I cropped mine big time. So if you know this piece, there is a whole bunch of motifs down here, like Pot's Fiddle and just random motifs. And I didn't really want to stitch that. Again, Quaker's samplers are not really my style, but I really love this piece. So I brought that border way up under the words. So this is where I'm at. The thread is Call for Weeks Dye Works, and I am stitching this on an 18 count unnamed by Oksana. She sells on like the Facebook groups that I used to grab stuff on when I was on Facebook. So I heard someone say she also sells on eBay, but it's perfect for it. So this is where I'm at. Love it. I'd love that for it to be finished this year too, but I say that about a lot of things, and I have some big plans for 2024. All right, now we have Turquoise by Carolyn Manning Designs. I started this April 17th, 2021 by, and it originally, I tried to get it in Pattern Keeper and I couldn't. So I was doing it on Markup XP, and that is not my favorite design. And so I kept trying, ended up doing it on paper, which was slow moving. And eventually one day I just randomly got it into Pattern Keeper. So I don't know if they made changes on their end. But this is where it was. I put 2,006 stitches in on it this year. And here we are now. This is as wide as the piece will be. I am at 35.42% now. And this is all stitched with the called for DMC. And I love those blues and teals so much. So excited. You'll have to excuse my nails. I did a bunch of cleaning yesterday and all the nail polish came off, and it was, I could either do this and try and get this up or redo my nails, and I opted for my WIP Parade. All right, next up is Filling the Stocking. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. This is the stocking version, and I say that because Filling the Stocking you can get as a full size, you can get as a mini, or you can get it as a stocking, and I am stitching the actual stocking version of it. I actually got 2,313 stitches in on this piece. I started this July 25th, 2021 for the FC Christmas Sal with Vonnie, who is Thread the Needle. I'm doing mine 18 count, 2/1 on an unnamed from Color and Cotton. This is where I am now. My starting point was 10.91%, and I'm now at 14.98, so I'm almost at 15. So we have our first page finish here, and we're working into that second page, and I believe there's only 2 pages across for the opening of the stocking, and then it's gonna go this way. So I love looking at it on here because you can really see that the lights on the garland. You can see the brick from the fireplace, and you can see the start of Santa. So I love this piece. But when you're looking at it like this, it just looks like blobs of color. Like you can't physically see anything really. Like I can see the brick, but this all just looks like nothing when you look at it up close. So that is my stocking, proof that, you know, even stitching on something 1 or 2 days a week can make slow progress, but progress. All right, next up is Mini Sunflower Cottage. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. Shocker. I'm stitching this one on an 18 count blue Aida 2/1 full cross. And I started it in November of 2021. This is where we are now. So the starting point on this one was 7.55%. I'm now at 13.66%, and it's got 3,446 stitches in this past year. So we have our first page finish, and we're working into page 2. So much fun, so much blue. I want to say, I can't remember, it's either 995 or 996 that most of this is. So yeah. All right, let's flip the page. Now we are going to go into 2022's pieces. That was my last one for 2021. And up first, it looks like, let me find where it is on my actual numbers so I can give you guys, is Mini Yield Kitchen. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. I started this March 12th, 2022 for my birthday in 2022. It's on an 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross, and I was using the Small Town FC birthday sale that I don't really know if anyone ever used, including myself. I'm really bad with hashtags and Instagram. I'm really great at scrolling. I'm trying to get better with posting. But anyways, this is where I am now. I got 2,856 stitches in this year. Its starting point was 5.30%, and its ending is 9.17%. So there we are. I love looking at these in the progress. Proof that even little progress is still progress. All right, next is Mini Sea Opal. This is another Hade. The artwork is by Elizabeth Welker, and I started this April 1st, 2022. This is where it was. It's an 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross with, of course, all the charted DMC. Here is where we are now. I put 2,326 stitches in. My starting point was 2.72%. My ending point is 6.86%. So pretty. So pretty. I love this. And again, it's a mini, but you still have a lot of detail that's popping through. So. All right. Ooh, next up is another paper pattern. Let me see. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I don't know my percentage on this piece. Of course, I do still count my stitches on all my paper patterns, but of course I just don't have a percentage. So this is Circus of Circles by Ink Circles. And I got 1,381 stitches in this year. And here we are. So this is an unnamed from Dying for Cross Stitch, and the floss is also an unnamed from Dying for Cross Stitch, so not super helpful for everyone there. I started this June 8th, 2022. You can see we got our first page finish here, and we're working into our second page there. I love this piece. I just think it looks so cute. This is another Ink Circles back here that I did. Kind of the same dyeing effect in the background, and I stitched it with DMC 550. So yeah, love it. All right. Next up is Song of the Nightingale. Let me find numbers for you guys. This is a modern folk embroidery. I started this July 23rd, 2022 on my anniversary. And it's an 18 count color and cotton 2/1 full cross. And this is where I am now. So I put 1,961 stitches on it. It was starting point of 8.94%, and I got it to 17.10% this year. My floss is DMC 09936 and 3364. So if I bring it back, this is what it looks like. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. Hopefully everyone's doing okay and you're not too bored of my WIP Parade. Now we're moving into 2023 starts. I have quite a few. I didn't realize how many, so I guess I can't tease you, Angie, about all the projects that you started in 2023 because I have a lot too. Okay, so first up, I need to find it on my piece, is a restart actually, and this is Building Dreams by Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Kevin Daniel. This is going to be eventually a piece for my husband. My husband loves motorcycles, both riding and fixing them and stuff like that. So he fixes all his buddies, you know, and helps them out too. So I restarted this January 17th, 2023. And here, I'll just show you and give you the numbers. So here I am now. So I put 2,739 stitches on it this year. It's at 1.06%. I'm stitching at 1/1 full cross on a 22 count Hardanger. I think I was originally stitching this on either an 18 or a 20, and it was just a different type of Aida, and I hated the Aida. So I scrapped it, started it over, and I really like it. So this is one page. I've also noticed with Heaven and Earth Designs, somebody else correct me if I'm wrong, but some pages seem way bigger than others. Like way bigger. I don't know why. But I try to feather my ends a little bit so you don't get that harsh line. But this is where I'm at, 1.06%. You've got sky and the edge of like the garage. That's it. All right, next is a fan favorite. I've gotten a lot of progress on this since my last floss tube video too. This is actually currently my focus piece. And this is Beginner T-Rex. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by David Penfound. I restarted this on February 1st, 2023 for my daughter's birthday. And I didn't like the fabric it was originally on. It was originally on an 18 count 2/1. So I redid it. It's on a 22 count Hardanger 1/1 full cross with DMC. I've gotten so much done this year. Its ending point right now is 46.48%. Here we are. I've gotten the first 2 row of pages completely done. There's another 2 rows and then a small row of partials. So I'll bring this in so you guys can see in all its glory. You guys, I've put 81,594 stitches on this project this year. So I call her Karen. This is Karen and that's Bob. I'm not going to name every dinosaur in this piece, but I had to for these 2 because it's just funny. So that is where we're at. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. That is slotted to be my 2024 finish. I'm aiming to have a December 1st finish on this piece. And my goal is to finish it, frame it, and give it to my daughter for Christmas next year. So of course I'll have to order the frame beforehand, but yeah. Okay, next up is Faces of Fairy. Again, this is a Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by, I believe, yep, Jasmine Beckett-Griffith. This is the one I had started for my daughter last year. I started it February 21st, 2023. Her birthday is on the 22nd. So this is on a 22 count Hardanger 1/1 full cross. And here we are in the sky. So this piece only has like 13 colors, I believe, and it's a black and white. So it's my only black and white. I put 2,395 stitches on it this year, and it's at 1.50%. I can't wait to see this come to life. Cannot wait. All right, so we went through 1 page of my information. Okay. Whew. This piece is a big one. This is Angie's fault. And then Alicia's fault because she convinced me to do it. So this is Church for All Seasons. It is a Charting Creations, I believe, and its artist is, I always say this wrong, Nikki Bomey, I believe. I started this March 26, 2023. It's a stitch along, I believe. Hopefully I'm not leaving anyone out. Angie, Alicia, Mama Carmen from Instagram, and I believe Nikki Stitchy is also doing this. And I'm stitching mine, I think I said a 22 count full cross. It was started for Angie's birthday, and the hashtag is Church for All Seasons Sal. We all just call it churches. But here's where I'm at. You guys, this piece, this is how long it is, the length of it. But like, here, let me show you. If I just fold this in half, this is it in half. So it is going to be shorter, but super long. Super long. It's going to be so much fun to frame when I'm 700 years old. I'm in the spring chart. So this is my coloring. So it makes it really hard to stitch on sometimes because those colors blend right in with the color fabric. But I got 1,840 stitches on it this year, and I'm at 0.76%. But I can't wait to see this come to life. Awesome. So cool. All right. Next up was one that was my fault. This is Shire Painting, and it is by Thread of Magic on Etsy. This was started April 1st, 2023. Of course, it's on a 22 count Hardanger because everything new that I start seems to be for full coverage either on 20 or 22 count. So it's a stitch along with Rainy, Alicia, and Nikki Stitchy, and the hashtag is Home in the Shire Sale. And then they all started joking around and made a second sale, which is called It's All Leann's Fault Sale. Sorry. Here we are. This is page 1. This, I got 2001 and 1 stitch this year. This is not folded nicely. And I'm at 1.92%. There's a lot of confetti in that. Quite a bit. It'll look pretty when it's done. So that is where that piece is at. I actually, for the first time ever this year, have listened to all the Lord of the Rings books, including The Hobbit. And there's so many people doing Rivendell, which is gorgeous. But I have to be real. If I was in Middle Earth, I would be a hobbit. So. All right, next up, we have another Lord of the Rings chart that I'm doing. I started this because I really wanted to do something with Lord of the Rings. Of course, I'm not doing my map. So I found this. It's from Cross Stitch For You on Etsy. And it is the Lord of the Rings silhouette of the company. So I'll just show you. This is where I'm at. And it is at 15.76%. I'm all doing this so far in 310 DMC. And it's on a Unnamed from Dying for Cross Stitch that I got. And this is Aragorn. This is, you know, the hill mountain they're walking up on. And this is the start of the horse's tail. So that is where I'm at. It's gonna look cool when it's done. It has the saying above it in Elvish, the one ring to rule them all quote. I'm not positive what I'm going to do that with. I had charted it for a dark green, but I'm really contemplating doing it in like a petite treasure braid gold. I think it would just look so pretty. I'm not there yet. So just working on my 310. All right, next up, y'all. This next piece I love, but it's almost so embarrassing I don't even want to show the start. This is the Farmer's Market. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Amy Stewart, and it is a color expansion chart. Enough said. Not only is it massive, it's so many color changes. I started this May 27th, 2023. Oh, I started this one May 3rd. I don't know if I said that. It's on a 22 count Hardanger, 1/1 full cross. Started May 27th. And I only got 533 stitches on it this year. It literally came up once on my wheel. How is that even remotely possible? I don't know. This is where I'm at. Please don't be freaked out. It is a man's face in the corner of the chart. It is at 0.19%. So not only is it a man's face, but he's missing half of his eyeball. It's creepy right now. So that's where it's at. I have so much work to do on this chart this year. All right. Next up is a new start from this year. Duh, we're in 2023. They're all new starts. This is Mini Nativity by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. I started this on July 25th, 2023. I started this with Rainy. Rainy is also doing the mini, and then Alicia is doing, she started it with us, but she's doing the, I think it's called Away in a Manger by Donna Gelsinger. I'm not positive. I want to say it's Away in the Manger. Mine's still in a hoop. There is a hashtag Baby in a Manger sale on Instagram with this though. I have gotten 2,258 stitches on this piece. This is where I'm at right now. Whoa. It's still on a hoop because I have a thread attached and I didn't want to, there's two pieces like that, and I didn't want to lose my needle and my thread. So that's why it's still on here. Its ending point is 2.57%. So you can see the start of that palm tree coming through right now. And these are my favorite things to use to hold my fabric and to hold my needles now. And this is what it looks like 9 times out of 10. So, Mini Nativity by Donna Gelsinger. Next up is a giant piece. Giant piece. This is Sea Villains. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This artwork is by Jerry, I believe it's LaFaro. We started this August 11th, 2023. Angie and I did. We were going to start it with Mama Carmen, and she insisted that we start it anyways. So we said, yes, ma'am. And I believe we started it on World Cross Stitch Day. So again, I'm stitching this along with Angie and Mama Carmen on Instagram. And mine is actually on a 20 count white Aida with CXC floss. So there is a difference in CXC between the 1 label and the 2 label. I found the 2 label easier to work with. I don't know if they're newer or what, but I'll just show you. Again, it's on a hoop for this one. So this is where I'm at. I got 1,642 stitches on it this year, and its ending point is 0.68%. So it's on a 10-inch hoop. 10-inch hoops are not my favorite. I find them a little bit hard to hold and work on, which I just got a Lowry stand. I wanted the clamp one that goes on a table. And then we both didn't realize that the clamp didn't come with it, so I have to order that. This is where we're at. All right, let's see. We're down to 1 page of things to still talk about. Next up, it's my Shannon Christine Christmas Club. I started this September 4th, 2023. If you want to know what it looks like, go watch the Floss Tube Stitcher. She has completed the whole thing and it looks gorgeous. So go check hers out. I can't wait till mine looks like hers. I'm stitching mine on an 18 count fabric of the month from Dying for Cross Stitch. And I'm using all the called for weeks on mine, except for all the call for weeks, and then DMC, I think it's B5200 on this one. And this is where I'm at. So I actually put 2,393 stitches on it this year. It kind of blows it up when I bring it too close, but it also, whatever. I almost consider restarting it because the white kind of blends in a little bit with the fabric, but I'm not going to restart it. So I'm getting close to this end of this block. I have to finish my border, and then I'm going to do the ones in between that divide each section. So I'm hoping to get a lot of progress on this year. There is a lot, like I said, I've gotten over 2,300 stitches on it, and I'm not even done with one of the blocks. So there's a lot of stitching, but it's beautiful. Next up is my advent calendar that I'm working on. This is from Etsy. It's Our Owl Stitching House is where I got it from. I started this September 8th, 2023. It's on an 18 count Mystic Gray Ada, which is just how it comes from 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I'll show you where I've gotten. I'm using the called for DMC on this, except for the white is a White Silks for You. And then the glitter, the metallic I'm using is a Petite Treasure braid in PB45. I think it's also called like Christmas or Christmas time. So here we are. So I have blocks 1 through 8 and then 10 through 12 fully completed, and I'm not finished 100% with block 9. I need to add the white on the second mitt. But if you can see, there is a little bit of a shine, and it's like a gold, green, red color that I'm doing the numbers in. So this should be finished in 2024, she says now. Okay. Arms are getting tired from holding everything. Getting close. I think I only have 3 more projects, and then we'll talk 2024 plans. Next up is Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Farm Stand, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. I started this September 22nd, 2023. I believe it was the first day of fall, and I started it with Alicia. If you're wondering who all these people I keep talking about, I'll link their channels below. Starting mine on a 20 count fabric of the month from Dying for Cross Stitch. This is a 1/1 full cross with CXC, and this is where I'm at. So I got 2,075 stitches in, and it is at 0.51%. I really enjoy doing this. Does it make the colors a little bit hard to see? Yeah, but you won't see most of this when it's framed. It just makes it more enjoyable to actually stitch on it. Like this is all stitched, but you can't see unless I really, really bring it in because it blends in with the fabric. But you won't see the fabric really when it's framed. So this is the start of a tree. I forgot to say on my Advent piece, this one got 5,134 stitches in on it, and it's at 51.36%. This is why I have to cross things off as I do it too. Next up is a stitch along that I am so incredibly behind in, and I knew that when I signed up for it that I wouldn't be able to keep up with it, but I still wanted to do it because it looks so much fun. This is my Mugshot Villain Sal. It is by Abby Sue Designs. I'm stitching mine on an 18 count Montgomery Light from Dying for Cross Stitch. If you can't tell, if I get hand dyed fabric, I love Dying for Cross Stitch. I love her. I'm doing, it's all the charted DMC, and I started this October 4th, 2023. I've got 2 of the 15 villains done, and we have, how many do we actually have released now? 5, 9? I think we have 9 released. I'm not sure. I lost count. So here I am. So we have Queen Grimhilde, which is the evil queen, and then we have Lady Tremaine, which is the stepmom from Cinderella. And then what you do is you have the year that the films actually release. So it says Queen Grimhilde 1937, Lady Tremaine 1950. And I need to catch my border up too. But these are all charted to be full coverage in the back. And I took took a thing from Stitched for Liz and didn't, because these are supposed to be full coverage blocks, and y'all, like, I've done 4,490 stitches on these this year. So I think it looks great. I haven't done fractionals or back stitching in a very long time. So I'm looking forward to making more progress on it this year. And I just think this fabric is perfect for this design. All right, so we have one final WIP, and that is, I can say it because he doesn't even know this channel exists, which is a piece for my father-in-law. And this is, I found it on Etsy, and I just call it the Patriotic Eagle, and I'll put a picture of it here. It is stunning. And I'm stitching it on a 20 count white Aida with CXC floss. I started this October 17th, 2023, which I believe was my father-in-law's birthday. And here we are. I'm at 8.59%, and I've done 859 stitches, and then it's 0.72%. And after I finish Bella's piece, this will be my focus full coverage. So, okay, let me shuffle some stuff around, and I'm going to talk about 2024 plans. So if you are interested in plans, stick around and I'll kind of talk about what I'm planning on doing for this coming year. Okay, so I didn't give my count on how many stitches I actually did in 2023. So before we do plans, let's do that. So I actually managed to stitch a total of 139,081 stitches in 2023. How? I don't know. I don't know. That is waking up early to do my daughter's focus piece, then doing school and work, and then stitching on something else at night. Okay, so let's talk plans for 2024. So obviously I discussed this is a focus piece for my daughter that I'm aiming to have finished by December 1st to gift it to her. So this is my full coverage focus piece, which means it gets stitched on every day to be finished. It's got 2 rows, so another section this big that I still have to go, plus a row of partials on the bottom. So that is my starting point for that one. And then I was talking with Angie, Alicia, and Rainey, and there's some projects that I really want to get the stitch count up. It needs to happen. So we decided the hashtag 5% by 25. And what we did is we took all our projects that are under 5% completed, and we are going to focus on those. Now, I will still be stitching other things. I will talk about that in a minute. So I have in my apparently I'm ready to start my garden right now. In my planner for 2024, I have on here my list of projects that are under 5%, and I have my new starts as well. So I'll show you. First up is Building Dreams that we showed already, which is this one. It is currently at 1.6%. So 5% on this is 13,000 stitches. So I need to try to do 10,257 stitches on this piece this year to get it to 5%. Next up is the Farmer's Market, which is the one with that I hardly stitched on at all, I believe. Yeah, and that is this one. It is at 0.19%. So 5% on this piece is 13,937 stitches. So in order to hit 5%, I need to do 13,405. Next up is my fairy that I showed you. It's at 1.50%. So 5% on this is 8,000 stitches. So it needs 5,596. Shire. Shire's at 1.92%. 5% is 5,220. So I need to do 3,218 stitches. Oh boy. Churches. Churches for All Seasons. Which is this one. It is at 0.76%. 5% is 12,375. So I need to do 10,480 stitches on this piece. All right, Mini Nativity. This actually just got a bunch. So this is, I think, my least amount of stitches for a thing. And I think it's the smallest. It's at 2.57%. So it needs 4,388 to get to 5%. So I only need to do 2,130 stitches on this piece. Sea Villains is at 0.68%. 5% is 12,392 stitches, so I need to do 10,719 on this piece. Farm Stand. This one I had to kind of mess with some numbers. So this one is at 0.51%. 5% on this piece would be 20,000 stitches, 20,158, which means I would need to do 18,083 stitches. Now with everything else I have to do too, I decided to factor this one to see what 2.5% would be, and that would mean I need to do 8,004 stitches. So I'm going on this one to shoot for at least 2.5% because it is so large. And then my Eagle, which is 0.72%. 5% is 6,000 stitches, so I need to do 5,141. Now, I have 4 new starts planned. I told you I'm a little bit nuts this year. And my new starts this year, I'm going to just pop pictures in. They will all 4 so far be in March. Angie decided that her and I, since we're March birthdays, need to stitch apparently everything. So I have 4 new starts. First is God Shed His Grace. This is by Artisy. It's an Abraham Hunter. Normally, if I see a lot of people stitch on projects, I don't. The exception for that would be Mini Nativity. I've always wanted to do that project, and there's something about this one that just keeps calling to me as well. So I'm going to start this. Now all my new starts, I want to try to get to 2.5%. So for God Shed His Grace, 2.5% would be 3,375 stitches. Next is Butterfly Rose Cross. This is a no background. I'm going to be stitching this, starting this in March as well. 2.5 stitches for this one is 1,518, which I think we should be able to manage. Sea Turtle Mama. This was a freebie from Heaven and Earth Designs. I don't know if it's still there. I know they've been revamping their freebie section. 2.5% on this one will be 1,528 stitches. It is a no background as well, so I've got some pretty fabric to put that one on. And my last new start that I have planned is Gardener's Paradise, and this one I would need to do to get to 2.5%, 8,438 stitches. Now, I have a wheel with just my projects for 5%. I'll try to put a picture here, and I have the stitch count with how many stitches I need to get there. And then as I'm hoping it goes down, that I'll just continue to update it on there. And then I have a wheel with my like stitch goals on there that I'll spin. So I already have January planned out. So here's January in my planner. I'm going to start with Shire painting. My goal is 750 stitches. So when I hit 750 stitches, I'm hoping to have some of my focus pieces that I want to see for a finish, my Advent, my Christmas Quaker, to kind of plug them in on the weekends. Fingers crossed is my goal. So that way I can still work towards a finish for those things as well. There's the Shannon Christine ornaments that she has posted, was posting during Christmas on her Instagram, and I screenshotted all those, and I would really like to stitch those up for ornaments too. Bella has a 3-foot Christmas tree in her bedroom, so I thought it would be really cute to stitch some of those and give it to her for her little tree for next year. So Shire painting is my first focus. Faces of Fairy, I spun a goal for 1,250 stitches on that. Sea Villains is up for 750. Farmer's Market is up for 1,250, and then we're supposed to finish the month with Churches for 1,250. So I'll focus on those, edit the thing, and then I'll just keep spinning that 5% wheel and getting it down. So when my first 5% wheel goal one is done, say my father-in-law's piece, then I'm hoping to bring another project in of my full coverage and at least get maybe like 1% done on it. I think that would be fun. So we'll see how this year goes, but that's kind of my plan. Some I would like, my new starts, I would like to get to 2.5%, and all my projects that are under 5% that I would like to bring to 5%. Hopefully that's clear as mud to everybody. I do have a New Year's new start. I will not be showing it here on my FlossTube channel. My poor dad. My dad does watch these videos, so he doesn't comment or anything. He says a lot of times he just listens to them, which is super sweet that my dad takes time, because my dad is not a crafty person like cross-stitching all by any means, but he knows that it's something that I love. So my dad is in the process of becoming a deacon in the Catholic Church. He is supposed to finish in 2025. He knows that I'm doing a surprise piece for him. He doesn't know what it is. I'm not going to show it on here until after he gets it. I will update my Instagram though, because he doesn't have Instagram. So follow along there if you want to see pictures of my dad's piece. But it all fits in this little thing. I got this from my brother for Christmas. We do like a name swap, like a Secret Santa thing. My brother got me, so I got this bag with a 1-2-3 Stitch gift card in it. So my dad's piece is in here. I'm not going to show the fabric or the flosses. And this is going to be my New Year's new start. I have plenty of time to get it done. Like I said, I don't have to have it done until sometime in 2025, and it shouldn't be a problem. So this is my New Year's new start. And then other than that, I'm going to really try to stick with my plans. I was gifted a beautiful chart for Christmas. I'll put it here. It's an artisty, like, Christmas house piece. And I really want to start it, but I will not let myself. My goal is, I think it's going to be my reward. When I finish Bella's piece, I can start that. So maybe it'll be a reward for doing all my plans for this year. So that is where I'm at. I do have one other new start I would like to do this year. I already have the floss and fabric and the pattern for, which is this fabric with this floss. It's a monochrome. And I'll just fit that in randomly wherever, I guess. So yeah, hopefully all that is as clear as mud to everyone, just like it is to me. And I'm really hoping I can stick with my goals this year. I think it would be so awesome. So, I am looking forward to watching everybody's WIP parades. I'm so excited. We are getting ready to go to church, and then I need to come home from church and edit this video so I can put it up and probably clean this room up, because if you guys knew, if you do them, you know, but the amount of work that goes into WIP parades is insane. So I'm going to take a picture of all these pieces that I have out before I put them away, so we have start of 2023 pictures for next year. So I hope everyone has a fantastic start to 2024. Wish you nothing but the absolute best. And I will see you guys hopefully sometime in January for my next floss tube video. So remember, your mental health is important, to take time for yourself each and every day in whatever form that is for you, and to be a light to the world around you. See you guys later.